So the first movement we're going to start with is actually the hip thrust. To break down the hip thrust, right, it's basically a glute bridge. The movement we want to see is, can you actually physically bring your leg behind you, yes or no? Or can you control that range of motion into bringing your leg behind you, yes or no? A common thing I hear in my office is, I was doing hip thrusts and now my back hurts. And that's usually a compensation, right? So I got my shoulder blades on here, my chin is tucked down, my feet are somewhere around 90 degrees with my knee bend, and then as I hip up, and they're like, yeah, I can feel that in my back. Well, it's because they're hyperextending their spine. So what we'll do is actually, you're gonna go all the way on the ground. Good, and I just want you to push your hips up to the sky. Perfect. So the things that I'm looking for, right, are angles. This is the femur bone. That's his hip up here, right? Everything right there needs to come into a clean line. Right here on this side, if you got that, this is the line I'm looking at. But to really challenge his hip flexors to see how they stretch, close the feet. Good, knees stay together, and then lift up again, a little bit harder. So to see what the true range of motion looks like, go ahead and flip over onto your stomach. Stay super relaxed for me. I'm gonna pick this leg up. Okay, so he feels a stretch in his lower back. We call that dysfunction, right? I'm just moving his hip and he feels something in his lower back. Don't move your lower back, keep that all down. Go ahead and go. That's how high he can actually extend his hip. If I can't control the range of motion and my body just compensates, that's where stress and injuries occur. So I like to start with either some tissue work or some banded stretching. So left leg goes in, get it really high up right underneath that booty, good. And you're gonna lunge your left leg back and come to the ground, good. Couple things here, try not to extend your lower back, so tuck your booty underneath yourself and flatten out your spine. You should feel a massive stretch right into the front of your hip. You could just do a static stretch here if you want, or you can make it a little more dynamic by lifting your left arm and then leaning to the side, leaning forward, then leaning back, leaning forward and leaning back. We're really trying to focus on not letting him get this massive curve in his spine. So usually when we do these kind of stretches, if you want to see like the max changes for yourself, like virtually right away, you got to hang out there for about 2 minutes. From here, right now that we've opened up range of motion, we implement a drill in order to learn the range of motion and have it stick. Good, so bring your right knee up towards your chest, right next to the ball, good. Bring this leg back, perfect, all the way, relax that. Good, bend this knee, foot up towards the sky. Start squeezing your hands together a little bit, make some tension. Slowly start lifting this up towards the sky, good. That's how much true hip extension he owns. Not a lot, right? Like at all. So usually the goal is to hold it up there for about 10 seconds, right? As you can see, we got 3 seconds here, and it's a struggle. It's not easy. So it's pretty important to see where is your true hip extension, right?